Well, second of two streams that I do each and every day here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Hi, everybody. Glad to meet you. I'm Pugs Moran. First thing I do is called High Noon. That's at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Topics. Then I do a second stream, and that's, well, here you are. Here you are. You made it here. Second stream of the day, the 9 p.m. Central Standard. It's my preferred stream because why? Because I get to bring in my buddy James Parker. Look at him here. Look at him.
You prefer me? That's so nice.
I mean, look at him. Isn't he the best? That's my friend James right there. He's the best. All right, there you go. How are you, James? How are you? By the way, this show comes on every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. How are you, James?
Pugs, dude, I'm doing great. I got a call at like the last second. I got to fill in on KPRC today in Houston, 9:50 a.m. Filled in for Pursuit of Happiness Radio, and looks like I'm filling in again on Friday. So just a little opportunity out of nowhere. I'm having a great day.
That sounds excellent. What is Pursuit of Happiness Radio? Is that just a radio show dedicated to the 80s band Pursuit of Happiness?
There was an 80s band called Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah, there was. They're like a hippie band.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. No, Pursuit of Happiness, it's the line in the Declaration of Independence. So this is sort of like a liberty-themed show, which is kind of up my alley, but it's more comedy than anything else. It's just trying to fit in with the rest of the programming a little bit, but still being smartasses. What? Did I miss something? There you go.
Safe to come back? Is it safe to come back? No, I'm kidding. Is it just going to be just the one day today, or are you going to be on again?
No, I'm doing it again on Friday.
Oh, very good. Oh, you're tuning in on Friday. So it wasn't today. I misunderstood.
No. I did today, and I'm filling in again on Friday.
But not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Very good. And when can we listen? And how can we listen? We can probably listen online. What are the calls?
Yeah, on the iHeartRadio app, KPRC.
KPRC on the iHeartRadio app. And this is at what time Friday?
Like the letter K and then PRC, like Pugs Rapes Children.
Oh,
that's how you can remember it. I know it sounds horrible, but that's why they'll
remember it that way. That's not fun.
Just remember I said that, and that you'll never forget it.
James, have you ever had the situation? Wait, where is it? I don't know if I can find it now. You put a show together. We toil. And we dig ditches all day putting this together for you here at 9 o'clock. And then just as you're waiting, to come on at 9, you're settling in, you're looking through, you're thumbing through, you're seeing the newspapers, your headline catches your attention, and you find a story that makes you just want to ditch the entire rest of the show and just go forth with this story.
Oh, I haven't been keeping up with the news in the last 4 hours. Something big happened that I don't know about, I guess.
No, it's not that it's necessarily big. It's not even that I necessarily know where I can find it at the moment. Wait, where do I find it? Let me see. It's somewhere here. This is awesome. Got time? I know we're going to do the monologue, but I just want to lay this story on you that I just started reading. The show was almost late because I became so caught up in the details. Now, I don't know how this turns out. So, James, you and I are going to be hearing this story for the first time, okay? Here we go. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So stop me if you have any questions, and I'll. This comes to us from the Dallas Morning News. A Dallas evangelist, James, told his followers that an anointed cake baked by hookers turned a gay man straight. So are you following along so far? He's an evangelist.
I'm not following this at all.
Okay.
Again, a cake baked by hookers turned a gay dude straight.
An evangelist got up in front of his faithful and he told them that a, quote, anointed cake that just so happened to have been baked by hookers turned a gay man straight. Now, don't you just want to know the rest of the story? Don't you I need more.
Well, the interesting part and the overlap here that actually is biblical is the Bible spent a lot of time talking about hookers.
Yes, well, it did. World's oldest profession, don't you know?
Yeah, well, more time than you would expect for being, I don't know, the Bible. It's like, what's with all this hooker talk?
Yeah, there is a...
Anyone else notice that, or is that just me?
No, you're absolutely right. Okay. I don't think I'd ever noticed it, but then again, I'm not a great Bible scholar, so,
Well, I am, of course.
The evangelist, James, his name is Lance Wallno. He bills himself as a Christian consultant whose website says he helped get President Donald Trump elected with his book, God's chaos candidate. Wolyneux has made a career out of his pronouncements, which have earned him more than 200,000 Facebook followers. I seriously underestimated the amount of kooky people out there that, what was it? P.T. Barnum said a sucker's born every minute. I never
Yeah.
really took that to heart. It's more like every 15 seconds. I mean,
Yeah, 5.5 seconds. Yeah.
James,
So, do you think Donald Trump's even heard of this book?
I don't know.
He says he helped get Donald Trump elected because the influence of his book. Really, I'd never heard of it until you just said that sentence.
Yeah, but I don't follow those circles. So, I don't know if that's a real book. I don't know if it's been on Hannity. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
what
you
the status.
follow him enough that if it was that influential, you would have heard of it.
No, I don't. Possibly if it was that influential. But I don't know. I don't know what books and authors Trump was into because I wasn't really following that closely. That wasn't all right. So, here let's get back in this. Let's learn just a little bit more about this because
Okay.
I am very interested.
Hang on a second. There's no background graphic. We're just in the black void, and that bothers the piss out of me. Can you go to the background settings on the margin over there, under graphics, background?
Yeah.
Pop something up.
There. How's this? Okay, don't want that. I don't know what that is. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit that on accident.
Video clips. I know what you hit.
Let's do this one. Yeah.
That's Restream Jedi at this point.
How's this one? Is this one better? How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, better. Yeah. So Jeff, Jesus married a hooker. Jesus may have. Maybe he did. They weren't real explicit about that, but anyway.
Okay, so let's get back into this guy. Wolyneux made a career out of his pronouncements, which have earned him more than 200,000 Facebook followers. We covered this. One of Wolyneux's most recent claims came about when he live streamed a video on Periscope in which he asked viewers for their...
Periscope's been shut down for like 2 years.
Okay, well, okay. He's still leaning on something he achieved back in, 2018.
Okay.
One of Wolyneux's most recent claims about him, most recent, says there, it's Dallas Morning News, when he live streamed a video on Periscope in which he asked viewers for their prayer requests. One person asked for deliverance from her homosexual son. Okay, are you following? Somebody asked. That's when Wolyneux launched into a rambling story he said he heard involving baking skills that helped deliver a gay and very adamantly anti-Christian bar owner to the Lord. This is crazy, he said. Now, I'm not saying this is going to work for you, but some hookers in this bar got saved. Are you following this story? This is what this guy is telling his congregation. Are you ready? Did I lose James? I've been off this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hit mute. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. I'm on board with this. This is all. I'm not saying possible or probable, but I'm enjoying the story.
So here's the story. He says, now I'm not saying this is going to work for y'all, but some hookers in this bar, they got saved. First, a regular at the bar supposedly saved the prostitutes. Later, they whipped up a cake, which the reformed prostitutes prayed over. It was an anointed cake, and they made the cake and they gave the cake as a gift, Wolyneux said. I know this is strange. The bar owner took one bite and then boom, the powers of God hit him. Things escalated very quickly from there. The regulars at the bar who shepherded the domino effect of conversation. Who shepherded the domino effect of conversions. This is a gay bar. A couple of hookers brought a cake to a gay bar and turned the whole bar straight. That's the story.
This is like the reverse of Devil Went Down to Georgia. Hookers went down to Oz.
He allegedly led the bar owner to the Lord and then baptized him. When he gets baptized, the guy gets delivered and the spirit that was working him got broken off. Wolyneux said, insinuating that the bar owner was no longer gay. I'm telling you, it's a story, he says. Well, yes, it is a story. I'll give you that.
So, is there a bar owner out there that's corroborated this, or is this just a story that came out of this guy's mouth and no one's been able to find any of the participants involved?
He's a priest. He just got up and he said this to his congregation, and now the Dallas Morning News is writing a whole story about it.
Weird, man. That's weird.
I'm telling you, that's weird. The whole thing is weird. All right, hold on a second.
Doesn't part of you see stories like this and you're like, I can do that. Let's just start a cult. Screw this whole broadcast thing, coming up with a legit audience or whatever. If there's people out there that want to be brainwashed this bad, and come on, follow me, shave your head, let me smash your wife. Let's do this. I mean, we could do this.
Have I ever thought of that? James, I obsess on that. I don't, there are rare times when I'm not thinking about that. Within the last couple of years, as I was getting at with the P.T. Barnum thing, a sucker born every minute, I didn't realize that. I thought you had to do quality stuff, and I thought people wanted truth, and that's not what people want. I mean, we can bamboozle people with, here's okay. So we've got a sort of we've got to target a very specific group, James. Right. So let's start out with that. So what group do you think we should target? Like what group of people? What group of Americans? Because man, you're right.
Yeah, so it's the 20 to 40 crowd really that we
20
need to
for a
target.
crowd. Okay, that's the age
Yeah,
demo. I'm talking about going full Alex Jones just for a paycheck. That's what I'm talking about. And then maybe having one person you'll consider a control agent because you're going to only want to do it for a couple of years. Then you'll sell it. Then you'll turncoat, and then you'll sell a bestseller about the turncoat and all that you learned. That
no,
was
what
my
you would do?
That's
You
my
could pass it off like
okay. I just told you my plan. I
yeah,
just let it out. Go
you
ahead.
could do the next Dread Pirate Roberts thing where you bring someone else in and you just let him kind of host for a year and then you sign off. And now he's taking over.
No, my plan. This goes back a couple of years now. I'll just go ahead and tell it. I was tickling with the idea of just taking a job in some like rural farm community, like getting on some right wing radio station and just going full bore nuts. Just like, I mean, maybe even in my real life when I'm living in like some dumpy hotel in like Roanoke, Illinois, maybe I do a lot of drugs. It would be a bad time for me. But I honestly think, man, I have sometimes thought, why not just go full bore into it? If people like QAnon, could you imagine if we had done the first QAnon morning zoo? Like before, like we would be, and we would only had to have done it on YouTube. Hey, it's Pugs and Parker, the QAnon show, and if we just did it straight and believed it all, we could be massive. Be massive. Integrity. That's what it is. I have too much integrity. I mean, you
Well,
haven't even.
plus we would be busted because there's 20 years of tape of both of us saying different
No,
things.
no. There's no deny it. No, it's not. Those are fake. Those are look. I've said a lot of things. People have taken things that I've said and spliced it together. No, you don't have to claim any. Just say no. Say everything's a lie. Everything's a
See,
fake.
now this doesn't sound like a cult. I'm talking about a cult where you walk around in like
No, that
pajamas or
stinks
like
too.
a robe.
That stinks
Okay.
too. Yeah, that happened. No, first you got to get them like I'm thinking the radio audience.
Why are you thinking a radio overlap?
Well,
You're
I'm
supposed to
actually
be
thinking
thinking
streaming.
bald heads and sharing wives.
Well, how do you get the audience? Are you talking about you
Did
want to
this
rent a
guy have a
farmhouse?
radio
Okay, sure.
show?
No. But I'm saying because of what we already have skill wise, it could be easier for us if we just tried to do it, through
And
a
we start
stream.
doing Periscope
Yeah,
stream.
and
Yeah.
streams and stuff like that. And I mean, that's
Sign
all
me
right.
up.
We're not Jesus people. We're not going to open a church. This would be our church. It'd be a different kind of church. But it would be just us ranting about crazy things. Kamala Harris is a lizard person. We have proof. And then we talk to somebody on the phone who we call an expert, and they tell us that Kamala Harris is a lizard. We could do that, and people would listen to that. But I have too much fucking integrity. I
Let's do a
do.
show about trying to prove the case that Jesus rode dinosaurs. Right? That would be a good segment. Jesus rode dinosaurs. That might be a good hour.
Yeah, we can we do that. But everything is because we have proof. And then to prove that we have proof, we will go to the phone and we will talk to somebody who we will call an expert. And then they will tell us that we're right. And that will be the proof. And then, people listening will go, I heard and they had this doctor from Stanford on. And really, it's not a doctor from Stanford. It's your friend Dell. And he's just saying that
Yeah, right.
I mean, we could do this. We
Yeah,
really
so
could.
so we need to make a tape. So that means we need to do a couple shows here to put together a demo where we pretend to do these segments. So one of them might be what's wrong with white people.
Oh, yeah. And that's something that we've promised to get to today. But before we do that, we have really run over the clock. Let's do a monologue, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the Comfort Nest Comedy Lounge, high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful downtown Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. It's James Elvis Parker.
Zoltan. Just in honor of the comments. Can I please?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Why do you make me do it every day? Do I look like an ass? Because I will look this every day. Hey, good crowd out there. Hey, did you hear about this fun lady who thank you. Did you hear about this fun lady who opened fire at the Dallas Love Field airport? Apparently she has mental issues. She told the cops that she loves this show.
Ha! Where's the delay? I clicked it like 3 seconds. Took like 3-4 seconds to click. Oh boy, the timing. Timing is everything with James.
I know. Economists are continuing to report an increase in shrinkflation. You know, Pugs, that's when products shrink, but the prices stay the same. I noticed this yesterday when I bought a bag of M's.
How many? I think I'm with the crowd on this. It feels like you've done that joke before.
Yep. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has sold his San Francisco home for a record $31 million. It would have been more, but it's a fixer-upper. According to the Globe magazine, Elton John is packing on some pounds lately. To give you an idea of how big he is, he has a new song called "The Bitch Is Fat."
Oh, James hates that fat people. Well, if you're fat, you stay out of James's way. He hates ya.
According to the National Enquirer, Gwen Stefani is ruining her face with plastic surgery. To give you an idea of how bad it is, people are wanting selfies with her when they think she's Heather Locklear.
Oh my God.
According to a new study, swimming in the sea is now good for your health. This research was funded by sharks.
See what you did there? Shark Week!
Yeah, it's Shark Week. Shark Week on the Discovery Channels this week. Predictably, a bunch of liberals are condemning the program because what they call great white privilege. Woke.
Great white privilege! Okay. All right. Very good. Very good.
There was another joke.
Oh, there was?
Yeah. And finally...
Oh, okay, go ahead. All right.
You can learn a lot by watching Shark Week. For example, in 1 year, a great white shark eats 11 tons of food. Oh, hang on. No, wait. That was Pug's mom. That was...
Okay, I'm glad we... Okay. That was good. That was great. Thank you, James. Ladies and gentlemen, James.
You didn't do it.
No.
Oh, the band's laying out on me. The band.
Not my mom. I was all set to do it too because my mom was not in the script. My mom was not the one I was geared up for. And then I heard my mom and I decided to lay out on you. So there you go.
Okay. Well, it was either that or Lizzo or maybe...
I want to show you something. You got time?
Yeah.
Of course you do. I got you for at least
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah. All right, I want to show you something. Where is it? Oh, great. The thing I wanted to... This is just happening with me. That's okay. I'll show you this instead. So this is, James, when I think of you, I think that you're my age. I think that you and I grew up in the same era. I think that we're like the same person. We have the same experiences, the same touchstones. Yeah, close, but we really don't. Like there is a period of time in the 1980s when my memories are probably more vivid of what was happening than yours are. And that's, but really, sure. But after that, I mean, the 90s and all that, we both experienced them as relatively young adults, me in my 20s and you in your teens and all that. So we were caught up there. But I want to show you something. This has been trending all day and it is awesome. It is an old, from, I don't know, I put it anywhere between 79 and 81. Okay. So it is from either 1979 or 81. This would make you a baby, right? This is, 81, you're a toddler, but whatever. Okay. So this was a promo that ABC had put together, because right now, historically for television, the new fall season's coming out and it was always a very exciting time. Oh, it was the best time of the year, the new fall season. You get to see in commercial breaks, like trailers for shows that are coming. You're like, I want to watch it. It was so exciting because that's all we had. There wasn't no Netflix. There wasn't no, maybe we had cable, but still, the big three networks were important.
We had 3 channels, what we had.
Yeah. So this is how ABC, back around 79, 81, somewhere in there, celebrated their new fall season. And I consider this kind of a line of demarcation because I was watching it and I played a little game with myself where I was shouting out all the people I recognized. I was like, oh, that's Joyce DeWitt. Oh, that, I'm just shouting out people because it's ABC and they're promoting their new fall season. I'm wondering how many of these people do you recognize? I'm gonna stop it on a couple, okay? And I'm gonna ask you if you recognize. We play. It's not necessarily a game, but it's just for my own edification to finally figure out exactly where it is that you and I do not share common language. All right, so here we go. This is again. This is from the early. It says early 1980s, but I place it a little bit older than that. Are we showing it? Yeah, we are. Okay, so this is how ABC. I'm gonna let it play through all the way once, and then we'll go through. You tell me who you recognized. Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna make this a special year. A time for laugh, a time for cheer. Come on and join us. In friends across the world, and let's join hands.
Harry Ross,
We're one big family. Come on, sing out, it's you and me, and ABC.
Tom Hanks, look at Tom Hanks.
There's an adventure
Marty Miller,
awaiting you. Come, let's take it.
Bob Dole,
And we can have the world right at
Bernie Capel. Don't know who that
Yes,
girl is.
we can. We're one big family in perfect harmony.
Andy Schilling,
Sing
Donna
out
Dixon,
you
Tom
and
Hanks,
me, you and me,
Ted Knight,
and A.
Danny Thomas. What?
ABC.
You and me and ABC. All right. So
What
James,
the hell? Dude, when I see anything that's from like 1976 to about 1989, I just think, was everybody in showbiz on cocaine? That just has cocaine written all over it, front to back, with the lens flares and the blinking neons and the outfits and the sequins and the feather hair and the.
it is funny that you mentioned the cocaine because the first thing that I thought of when I was watching it was when they showed Lauren Tweez, Julie McCoy, True's director of The Love Boat, when they showed Lauren Tweez dancing around. Well, she famously was just high on cocaine for 20 years. And I'm like, look at her. She's all railed out of her mind, just dancing in high heels in a disco suit on some sound stage on the Paramount lot.
I think half of those people are on cocaine. I think it's a pretty safe bet that half of the people in that commercial we just saw were on cocaine when it was filmed.
Well, then let's do that instead. Let's just let's watch it again, and then I will pause it, and we will decide whether or not they're on cocaine. Okay, James?
Yeah, do I recognize them? Are they?
Are they on cocaine? All right. Now, first of all, do you know who that is? We had 3 seconds. Just like, do you know who that is?
I do not.
No, okay, and that's a good test for you because that is Diana Kenova. She was one of the stars of the TV series Soap. She played one of the daughters, and she wasn't really famous. But if you were a little kid and you only watched 3 shows, you know what I mean, you didn't have much to choose. I knew who she was, so that is a good indication of our line of demarcation. I was probably 10, and you were probably 2 during the 9 months that she was famous, because that's
right.
Really about it.
The 2 seasons, yeah.
All right, so let's continue. All right, now, is this woman on cocaine? Do you know who that woman is?
Yeah, absolutely. One previous. No, I don't know who that is. Is that like the I don't know. She looks like the mom.
This is Lauren Tweez. Now, this is Lauren Tweez. She is cruise director Julie McCoy from The Love Boat, and she is most definitely on cocaine.
Oh, that's the one that is on coke. Okay.
Yeah.
100% on coke? Yeah. I thought the one before
100%
her
on
was on coke too. Yeah, okay.
No. This
I
one, 100%
would
on
never
coke.
know her name. Never know her.
There we go. Let's see her again just to make sure that she is completely railed out of her mind. All right. She does not seem on coke. Joyce DeWitt.
Is that Benson?
Is Joyce DeWitt on coke?
Yeah, Joyce DeWitt's on coke.
Yeah, I think
in
she's
this
probably on
commercial,
coke.
probably not right this second. In this, yeah.
Look at her though. She
Totally
is
on
drama
coke.
school. She is drama school going for it. Look at how she is. Oh, she is selling it. I don't know who that is. John Davidson. Do you know who that is? James, you know
Is
who
that
John
Shooter
Davidson is?
McGavin or something?
No,
I don't.
I don't know what's going on.
80% chance he's on coke.
Both
Coke
of that
and
escapes
coke.
me. Burgess Meredith on coke.
I don't think so. I didn't give a coke.
Marion
She's
Mary
not.
Ross on coke.
Neither one of them on
Marion
coke.
Ross. These two are on
No.
amyl nitrates. They're
Yeah,
they're about to raw
they're on
dog
blood
each other.
thinners. Beta blockers.
What about Shirley of Laverne and Shirley? Is Cindy Williams on coke here?
Cindy Williams is on coke.
What about Laverne?
Oh, she didn't have that look on her face. No, maybe not.
I think Shirley's on coke and Laverne's not. I really do. Just
That's
by
the vibe
watching.
I just got. I've been to enough clubs in Dallas. I know.
Let's see if we can see that again. Laverne looks. She looks uncomfortable. Cocaine loosens
She's
you
on
up.
coke.
She's okay. So
She's on coke.
Look at these guys. All right, here we go. Look, she's into it. She's comfortable. She's letting go. Laverne is not comfortable. She's just like she's still got.
I don't get a coke vibe. I do not.
Can we give it up for Henry Winkler? I mean, good Lord, if you're a fan of Barry, Professor Cusimano, are you or Cusimo? Look at Henry Winkler. Look at the Fonz, 1980 with the beard.
He looks like Barry Gibb.
He looks awesome. I mean, this is when the Fonz was a thing, dude. The Fonz was like... The Fonz, I mean, do you remember when the Fonz was like the biggest thing in entertainment? I mean, we're talking Michael Jackson level fame. The Fonz.
I remember like people had lunch boxes. We were just going, hey.
Yeah.
He's doing the two thumbs and going, hey. He had a catchphrase and everything.
Good Lord. Generation X. Fonz is like, I mean, he was huge. 10 years, man. 10 years to be Henry Winkler. Between 1975 and 1985, man. That was a great 10 years for this dude. And he looks fantastic.
And he was on coke.
Yeah, you thought he was on coke?
Yeah. Everyone here is on coke.
Yes. Tom Hanks? Look at Tom Hanks with the giant Hanks fro. Tom Hanks is
I would not have recognized him as Tom Hanks until you said that, but yeah, coke.
Barney Miller. Is he on coke?
No.
Just shout it out.
Is that
here's an
Benson?
Interesting. No, I wanted to stop on this lady.
Okay.
So when I was little, I believe the show was called We've Got It Made. I don't know. It was a show about waitresses, and they worked in this this bar that was atop this building, and I don't know. It was a cool show. The waitresses were all hot young girls. It was about, it was a situation comedy set in a workplace of a bar and restaurant. This was the woman who was like the boss of the waitresses. And when I watched her when I was 10 years old, I used to think, oh my God, that woman is so old and gross. Because all the waitresses were like actresses in their 20s, and they were very cute and very attractive. And I looked at this woman like she was a grandma. I'm telling you, James, I'm sitting here right now going, that grandma is gorgeous. That is a good looking woman.
Yeah, and I'm bad at guessing ages for TV people because, lighting. So she could be 34, could be 54. I don't know what she is right there. I don't know her.
She is probably a 1980s 40, which, is the beginning of, because before the 1980s, women weren't allowed to turn 40 publicly. They had to go away once they turned 40. I mean,
wow.
That's why you never saw any Sophia Loren movies in the 70s. I mean, She wasn't exactly a big draw. But no, this was, I saw this. I'm like, that woman is hot. I don't even know who that woman is, but I recognized her as the woman I thought was the old woman. Well, Joyce DeWitt gets 2. There's Angelica. There's Tom Hanks. Okay, now do you recognize Tom Hanks?
Barely.
Yeah.
He looks different. I mean, it's not just the hair either. It's
He's young. It's like 20-year-old Tom Hanks from Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies?
Bosom Buddies. That was the show. All right. That was so much fun.
Oh, that old guy's on coke.
Ted Baxter, or Ted Knight, I guess was his name in real life. Ted Baxter. All right, James. Now, last night we teased that you had Ted Knight. We teased that you had a segment that you wanted to do. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you and participate if you'll allow me. James, what do you got going on here?
I just want to air some grievances about white people, and it's not things that necessarily I hate about white people, but things that white people do that's almost exclusive to white people that bother the piss out of me. And I just need to get it off my chest, And look, I can criticize my own people without getting in trouble as much as I want. So I'm going to take the opportunity to do so, And no, tomorrow we're not going to do what pisses me off about black people or Hispanics.
Gutless.
Yeah, totally gutless. We're not going to do it about gays or trans or whatever. It's just I'm going to go where the swim where the sharks are not swimming, and if that's the only people that I can beat up, then damn it, I need to do some beating here because white people do a lot of things that are annoying, and when you go out and you hang out where you're like the only white person in the room, you automatically have to become the spokesperson for all this stupid stuff. And
does that happen to you a lot? Do you find yourself being the representative of the white race often?
Well, I mean, define often. There's.
I don't think I've ever been in that situation, but I mean, I understand how it can occur. But I don't know that I've ever been in that situation. So, I mean, what are you doing? Are you showing up as the? Well, look, when you used to work for us, we used to send you to a primarily black hip hop club on certain nights of the week to perform, right? I mean, so that might be a situation where, see, I never had that experience. But when it does happen to you, you do find yourself speaking for the rest of us. Now I'm interested in hearing how do we turn out?
All right. So the number one question that I don't have an answer for that I actually agree with my minority friends, whether it's because I've been the only white guy in a room full of black people. I've been the only white guy in a room full of Hispanics of some sort. I've been the only white guy in a room full of Arabic people. And they all ask me, why do white people let dogs lick them on the mouth? And okay, so that's number one.
All right.
And so now not all white people are down with dogs licking them on the mouth. I'm not down with dogs licking me on the mouth. But of all the people, the Venn diagram of, people who are okay with dogs, it's all white people who are okay with it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not. I kiss my dog all over, belly smooches, all that kind of stuff. But when her mouth opens up and that tongue comes out, get out of here. Do not come near my face with that.
Well, okay, so I understand it takes all kinds, and not everybody shares my opinion on this. But how is it that everyone on this one topic, everyone that disagrees with me is white? That's where it bothers me. Well, how come there's no black people that do it? If it's just kind of, some people don't care about their dog or whatever. Well, that doesn't happen among my Hispanic friends or black friends or Arab friends. So
what do you got? Let's run through some of these.
Yeah. So some more. Let's. Another one. Being vegan. Have you ever met one vegan that's not white or sort of at least half white? I don't think you're allowed to be vegan if you're not white.
Well, no, you are, because there's a lot of like Indian, Pakistani, those cultures that are very big into it. The whole, the yoga crowd, that's all very Eastern, with the Bikram yoga and all that stuff. And then the vegetarianism. So there are some, but no, you're right. The people who have made it popular, the people who have brought the acceptance of veganism to the mainstream, which has only been something in the past 20 years. 20 years ago, in 1992, if you just said, I'm a vegan, people would have laughed you out of the room. There was no menu in the neighborhood restaurant catering to your wants or desires. You're right. It was the white people who certainly mainstreamed it. It's
And it's really bothersome because, sure, you weigh 121 pounds, but it's not because you're healthy. It's because you're freaking dying. You're not getting enough protein in your diet for like a decade now. And it's not
okay.
healthy. It's not a superior way to live your life. It's not scientifically found. It's not some sort of morally superior way. Like, well, I'm not going to harm animals while I'm here on Earth. Screw you. That's not how we're made. Nature has some animals that eat other animals. Like everything in the ocean that dies, like literally everything in the ocean gets eaten by another animal. Like that's
Recycled.
yeah. So not only is it natural, it's the most natural freaking thing in the world to eat meat, and you're just I don't know, and you're gross and you're skinny, and I can beat you up. So leave me
I don't know
alone.
about all the health implications, the statements you just made. I don't know if they're all true. I think that there are some probably healthy vegan lifestyles out there. But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a white person thing. What else
Well,
you got? You got something else?
Well, on the other side of the teeter totter here on the vegan debate, I'm not like 100% exclusively anti-vegan as much as it bothers me that it's a inherently white phenomenon, because for a lot of people, being a vegan is an unhealthy lifestyle, but it's a less bad lifestyle than the one they were living previously. Like if you were eating 11 cheeseburgers a day, it would be like preferable from a health perspective for you to be vegan instead, because there's a lot of people who are not vegan who are living far less healthy lifestyles than actual vegans.
I have come extremely close to living veganism. As I get back into my diet, I stopped my diet 6 weeks ago. I was doing so good, and because summer, you got to eat. You got to eat. It's summertime. You're gonna eat stuff. So I'm back into my diet, and I eat very little meats. I eat no red meats. It's all any proteins that come from a meat comes from turkey, and honestly, I eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit on this stupid diet, and I don't know how they do it. To me, I can just say it's a temporary thing. I'm just trying to lose weight. I'm trying to reset the engine that is my metabolism. I'm trying to fix some things, lower some blood pressure. I'm trying to do some things. And this is all in the temporary, a good way to do it. But if a doctor told me that this is how I have to live the rest of my life, I'd be like,
Well,
kill me now. Kill me now.
It's not logical or
It's salami.
scientific or biological or anything, because for 100 million years of human evolution, or 100,000 years of human evolution, wherever you want to demarcate it, our ancestors have gotten along generation through thousands of generations by hunting animals, killing them, and eating their flesh. It's how we're designed. It's the most natural thing in the world, and we're omnivores. So anyway,
Well, we hadn't mastered agriculture yet, so it was the only way. It was their instinctive way to survive.
I mean,
So,
there's
go
a
ahead,
little bit you get from
I
like.
I don't want to get all the way down
Right,
the road.
right. Okay, so next one. Extreme sports, like the X Games. The X Games. First off, I don't like the X Games. I don't.
No.
I have a rule about sports that if it's determined, the outcome is determined solely by judges, well, then it's not a sport. Okay, then you're just having some sort of show and tell, or some sort of like trick competition or whatever. It's figure skating, is what it is, but. Aside from like, I guess some of the races that they do in X Games, none of it's sports, and I just kind of get the feeling that
They're skills. They are skills,
absolutely,
and
sure,
they compete to see who is best at their given skill. But yeah, it's not a sport.
right?
Don't tell me this is.
No.
It's
No, it's not. It's judges make it not a sport. Sports are supposed to be objective, not subjective. Sports are X's and O's, ones and zeros, touchdowns and field
right.
goals. Yeah. So it kind of
There's
has
a definitive result. We're not leaving it in the hands of individuals who watched exactly what we watched and may have seen it differently.
Okay, so
right?
there's a couple of vibes about these risky extreme sports or X Games that I haven't heard vocalized, but I think need to be said. Number one, this feels like guys who aren't really athletic, but like skaters.
Stoners.
Yeah, well, they're not completely unathletic. There's an athletic element to what they do, but they just want to be heralded in society as accomplishing something compared to athletics. Because it doesn't matter how hard a bunch of people try, they're never going to be able to dunk a basketball, but you can do a little kickflip on your skateboard. Right?
Okay.
So
but no matter how they try, a guy who can dunk a basketball might not be able to do a kickflip on a skateboard.
Sure. But I mean, that doesn't make Cirque du Soleil is not a sport either.
It's a skill. It's a talent.
It's a talent. It's a skill. And I kind of get the feeling like this overlaps. My next complaint is I feel like white people invent sports, and I don't know if it's because they get run out of previous sports. Like a white guy invented basketball, but white people are not dominant in basketball anymore. And I almost get the feeling like white people are inventing new sports so they can go dominate something else because they got the ass kicked in what they used to dominate.
Do you know that white people used to dominate in basketball, and not only was it white people who dominated the early professional basketball leagues in America, it was Jewish white people.
Yeah, the first buck in the NBA was made by a Jew.
The Jews dominated NBA basketball right up through George Mikan.
How wild is that?
Then a whole bunch of.
But white people used to be dominant in baseball until they let other races play, and it started with Jackie Robinson. Now it's all Latin Americans basically, and so now they're inventing like, well, how about pickleball? We'll play pickleball. How about lacrosse? Let's take up lacrosse. Yeah, we sure do dominate lacrosse.
MMA in the early days.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
No, because guys who would have been wide receivers in the NFL. Instead of going that route, they started training MMA at 15, and now they're super athletes like John Jones. Who could have? He's got two brothers who are professional football players.
John he does? Jones, have we talked about that?
Chandler Jones.
I didn't know that.
Dominant defensive end. Yeah, Chandler
For
Jones.
Whom?
Chandler, he's not with Arizona anymore. Where's Chandler Jones with? Drafted by the Patriots, got a bunch of Super Bowl rings with the Patriots, then went a big giant free agent contract to Arizona. Where's Chandler Jones?
Well, that's a cool storyline.
Yeah, and then his other brother is an offensive lineman. Chandler Jones is American football defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, so he signed as a free agent with the Raiders.
All right. Next.
His other brother. His other brother is an offensive lineman. So, okay, go ahead. Never mind. I'm sorry. This is your segment.
Okay, so every winter, it's coming up. We're just mere months away from it.
Okay.
You're going to hear the story in the news about some people that were hiking on Mount Hood or somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, and a blizzard comes and they get snowed in, and people got to go rescue them. And it's a 100% chance that it's white people. You freaking idiots. Don't go hiking in blizzards. And why do you look, just part of this is social media too. I just get inundated with white stupidity. Living your life to the fullest does not have to include hiking. Do you get that, white people?
Or adventure seeking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of the weird part is I grew up in the middle of nowhere. So like when I was 7 years old, I used to just go walk around in the woods because that's what was around my house. And so people do that for recreation. It's like, you're not doing anything. You're walking around in I'm connecting with nature. Are you connecting with nature? Or are you eating like a protein bar with a Gatorade Zero in your North Face backpack? You're not connecting with nature. What, you didn't shave for 3 days, so now you know how our freaking caveman ancestors live? Shut up. And
just because you have a Siberian Husky doesn't mean you're ready to do the Iditarod. Well, these outdoor guys with their hacky sack and their backpacks, they've always got a Husky. And look, somehow it's better for the brand of the outdoorsman, I guess.
Right. And look, humans do all kinds of stupid things. They watch TV shows that I think are retarded. They listen to music that I think is nauseous. But for this behavior pattern, getting stuck on on Mount Hood in an avalanche, how come no other races do that stupid move right there? None. There's never an Asian, never a black fella, never a Mexican, never an Arab.
Another one that's like this that I've always been obsessed with, whenever it's sort of similar to this too, the thrill seeker, the stunt guy. Whenever somebody tries to like climb the Sears Tower or the Empire State Building, it's always a white guy. It's always 100% of the time. It's some white guy who is a climber, and he's got his GoPro and he wants to scale the Empire State Building for whatever reason. James, you got any other ones? Things that bother you about the white race?
Okay, so there's ways that white people talk that other races don't talk. And look, you can kind of say Hispanics or some other immigrant communities, whether it's Asian or Indians or whatever, they don't have these goofy idiomatic phrases because English isn't their first language. But black people that are from America, English is their first and only language. They're monolingual just like us, and they don't say stupid things that white people say.
Okay.
Okay, and not all stupid things. Like I've heard 1,000 old white guys say, "Is it hot enough for you?" But I've heard old black guys say that too.
Mhm.
But I white people love to pronounce the store Target as Target, and I've never heard any of my black or Hispanic friends call it Target. Is this a specifically white issue here? Because it's
It
annoying as
might be.
piss.
Well, and I call it that. I got into that habit with an ex-wife, and I know it is so corn dog.
You can't help it. You can't. It's in
No.
your genes.
What I call it. I just call it Target. Going to Target. I don't call it Target. I don't recognize it as Target. I recognize it as Target.
I've never heard anyone other than a white person say the phrase "not too shabby."
Not too I've never heard anyone other than Adam Sandler say not too shabby.
But on shabby, is shabby used in any
Shabby.
other sentence or any other context other than not too shabby?
Shabby is an old-timey thing. Shabby's like a 30s and 40s word. Depression era is what I think of, you know. Why is your shanty so shabby? Like that sounds
Not
like a
too
sentence.
shabby.
I don't know. All right. Hey, I got one. Can I, while we're sitting here thinking about these, can I throw one at you and
Please
tell me what
do.
you think of
Please.
this one? Okay. So, this is a continuation of James's segment on things that bother him about white people. I kind of looked at it a little differently, like just things like that white people do. Like, what are you doing, white people? Like that's kind of how I would. But here's my question for you, James. You ever notice what's up with white people and dog breeds? I think that, like, if you look at the black community, there's like 2 or 3 breeds in the black community.
Right.
There's 2 or 3 breeds of dog. You go into the white community. I am a man in my 50s, and last weekend I was introduced to a brand new breed of dog that I had never heard of before, that I had never seen before, and this is no joke. My current dog is a breed I had never heard of before, a Catahoula. Never before being introduced to the house dog, the compound dog, Emil's dog, had I heard of this breed. And it's always white people. It's always white people with. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I knew a lot of black dudes. I knew a lot of black neighborhoods. It's always the same kind of dog. It's always a German Shepherd or a Doberman Pinscher or
Rottweiler, maybe.
Yeah, a Rottweiler.
A lot of
Those
pit
were the
bulls.
3.
A lot of pit bulls, pit
Yeah.
mixes.
Yeah. Pit bulls, Dobermans, and Rottweilers. Those are like the black community. Those are their dogs. And it's white people who they're just constantly introducing new. You are never going to see a Lhasa Apso in a
And rightfully so.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're not.
Super annoying.
Unless they're like, sell 1 million hip hop records and they're carrying it around in their purse. There you'll see it. But in real life, no, there are 3 in the black community. There are 3 kinds of dogs. It's stupid white people who keep forcing breeds to do it. And then we get like these strange new breeds. All right, James, that was just one that I thought of. White people and dog breeds.
White people with dogs is weird. It's, I don't like the term fur babies either. Oh, they're fur babies. Like that's real insulting to your damn kids. Like if it's not a substitute for kids either. And I get it. You're trying to be cutesy and it's part of the family, but it's not. It's going to be gone in 12 years. And so you're not going to get too attached anyway. And you can't even talk to it.
That really bothers me. When people, pretend that their dogs are as important to them as our kids are to us.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get all kid elitist here. Like, oh, you're just one of them breeders. No. I, with everything that's inside of me, created another life that I am watching grow and change and evolve. And I'm seeing signs of me in him. I'm seeing signs of the woman that I love, that I created him with. I'm seeing this is a real experience. You went to the pound. Okay. This is not the same thing. You probably have, like I always say this, there is no monetary limit on what I would spend to get my kid fixed. I will go into bankruptcy instantly if it's something my kid needs. Any dog I've ever had has about a floating $1,000 limit on any dog I've ever had. If whatever's wrong with him costs more than that, it's been nice knowing you, champ, but the pound is full of your next relationship. I love you. Goodbye, champ. So, I mean, that really does bother me when it's like,
I would like to leave with like a little dessert here because we've been beating up on white people a lot. I say one thing that exclusively white people do that I like, that I would like to encourage my friends of all races to do. And that's
Colonization.
yeah, that's the fun one, isn't it? No, home brewing, like home brewing beer. Every time someone's home brewed their own beer, 100% of the time, it's been a white dude. I have one exception where my brother-in-law used to work for this guy who's from Nepal, but he came here when he was young, and he speaks white and he acts white, and he's pretty much white. So with one exception, the homebrew guys that come bring you like buttload of homemade beer, and it's never great, but it's fun and it's good enough to drink. And I really appreciate the attempt and the artistry and the craftsmanship. And sometimes if they keep doing this and bringing you from batch to batch, they get better at it. And so I really enjoy that. And I would like to encourage my friends of color, our listeners, watchers, audience of color, to at least look into it. Because I'm not doing it. That's
no. I do not encourage our friends of color to look into that. Our friends of color may not be into the homebrew, but they grow some of the best weed in the funkiest apartments that you will ever find. I want them to continue that path. They have perfected the apartment complex weed farm. So that's something that they got. Let the white suburban guys give us spoiled fruit in a jar.
okay.
Barbecue. Here you go. Look what I brought you. Oh, thanks. You're going to want to get that refrigerated right away. And it's gigantic, so you have to move everything out of your fridge just to so that his beer doesn't go bad. I've been there, James.
Give me one positive. I want to hear your positive on white people that you would like to encourage other races to take part in.
Something that white people do that is a positive. Oh boy, being a white person, I take almost all of it for granted. I don't know. We do speed metal pretty good. I mean, I don't know what else. What do I don't know. Golf is a thing. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. You caught me.
We can't. Right, and it's not a fair question because it is kind of tough. I hear you, bud. But we lost the golf crown with Tiger Woods, so I don't even think we have that bragging point.
Nah, that's an anomaly. That's like one guy. The greatest of all time is one guy. You know who else is going through that though? But not only golf fans, but Formula One fans are having this Tiger Woods thing. I don't know how much you follow Formula One, but the indebatable, the greatest Formula One driver of all time is a current driver by the name of Lewis Hamilton. He has won every trophy. He has just come into Formula One and dominated everybody, except this year. He's on the downside this year, but he's already considered the GOAT. He's a black guy. And there's not going to be, he didn't open the floodgates for black guys in Formula One. He's still the only black guy in Formula One, just like Tiger Woods is still really, didn't we think? Yeah, I mean, he's the only, I don't know. It didn't take with the community. So I say Tiger's an anomaly, and Lewis Hamilton probably is too in F1.
All right. Can I show you the Russian Daredevil? Because this is kind of overlaps a bit with culturally speaking, crazy things that only white people do. Except I will give a caveat. There's some Chinese daredevils out there as well. So just check this out. These are all real. These are Daredevil stunts, and I think most of these guys are in Russia that do this.
All right.
No hooks, nothing. Just jumping on a crane. Look at this. Pugs.
Are these freeze framed, or is it just buffering? Are we watching video, James, or are these?
No, we're supposed to be watching video. Do I not have enough bandwidth to pull this off?
No, we don't. Let's get rid of that.
All right, here.
Freeze frame.
Okay, then I'll look in the private chat. I'll put the link in the private. See that private chat that just popped up? Play it on your end so it doesn't jump. Here, I'll turn that off. Boom.
Okay.
Cool.
There we go. Let's see if we can do this.
This will make your butthole pucker, Pugs. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there we go. Much
I
better.
just noticed how many of them are white. On a crane arm.
Idiot white thing. All right.
Look at that.
No thanks.
Look at that. Uh-oh.
What? Why did he do that?
No. No.
Nope.
No.
No. When was this video? No. Oh God, look at these guys. These guys will take your girlfriend. Hey, regular dudes. These guys will take your girlfriend.
Have her. You can have her. No, God. No, God.
Oh. In jeans. Dudes wearing tough skins. Nope. All right. Is it building into something, or can we be that
Wow.
good?
Wow. All right.
That is not
that's
something
good,
I'm.
man. White people, stop it. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
All right, let me show you one thing. Let me show you one last video that I wanted to share with you. Hold on, let me see if I can find it now. I know we're on the clock. All right, let's get rid of the hooker cake turned him gay story. Here we go. Okay, this is the one I want. All right, so this happened. This is a video that went viral a couple of nights ago. Been meaning to talk about it. Did you see this? So here's all you need to know about this situation. So like 4 or 5 girlfriends. We're girlfriends. We go out and we're friends and we do Pilates. 4 or 5 girlfriends go out to like what appears to be brunch with their 4 or 5 husbands, right? Okay, so the 4 or 5 husbands, as they start to arrive, they're playing a joke on them. James, watch this.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
You see this?
Do I spoil it? Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, guys, well, look. So all these women thought it would be hysterical if they made all their boyfriends wear the same what's this called, a rugby style polo kind of a shirt, but like jail.
It looks like Hamburglar.
Yeah. So they got all these women got their their husbands the same shirt that looks like jail clothes, like with the stripes. And unbeknownst to the men, they were all forced to show up to brunch wearing the same thing. And James, how embarrassing. I mean, here, we'll just get it. We'll fast forward to the end. So now you're seeing it. Look at this. Look at them all. All right, look at all these guys. They're all wearing the same shirt. Okay, there you have it. Hey, ladies, you really got them. Oh, they are so.
Oh, you got me so good.
James, could you imagine if you showed up to brunch and one of your wife's friend's husband was wearing the same shirt as you? How would you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Women made that thing go viral.
It's probably happened like 10 times.
These guys don't give a shit. These guys are a big deal. Yeah, cool shirt.
No.
Yeah, I got it too. When men do not, they did this. The women comprised this little scheme. They came up with this thing because they thought it would humiliate their husbands when the husbands realized they were all wearing the same.
We got you so good.
It's a woman thing. That's not a man thing. Their husbands don't care. Their husbands are like, cool. You just.
Yeah, so I do this thing where when we're going out, sometimes I'll see what my wife is wearing first, and then I'll go change into something that matches it. And she doesn't notice it first. But like an hour into the night, if she hadn't noticed, I'll tell her and she gets pissed because now we look like freaking Twinkies. And, oh, you did it to me again, because I do it to her. I try not to do it too much or she'll catch me. But like if she's wearing little khaki shorts and a black tank top, I've got khaki shorts and a black tank top. So it's not exactly the same outfit, but it looks like we coordinated, and we look really stupid when I do it. So I love it. And I pointed out to her about halfway through the night, and we get a good laugh. And it's too late for her to go change. So it's
That is
fine.
hysterical. Look at this. What do we got here? My kid is listening to The Clash. We share a Spotify account. I'm telling you, my kid has cool taste in music. My kid has the taste in music of a really cool like rock and roll DJ, like a dude who's in his 60s, who's been doing rock. Like he knew Kurt Cobain, like he was like really, you know what I mean? And my kid has that kind of taste in music, which is weird, but I kind of like it. All right, bye, James. There he goes. Sorry, he's got my thing all messed up. I can't find the closing theme. I cannot find our closing theme. Hold on. There we go. I knew we could find it. What? Wait. What? I don't know what's going on. All right, this is all we need.
I've got my poetry.
I'm not going to let it bother me. Thank you all for stopping by here tonight. Tip the show if you can, please. We're at the end of the month. We need all the help you can get. Help us. You can do it with the Cash App. You can do it with the Venmo. If you do enjoy the show and you listen with any regularity, tip us. End of summer. End of the month. We haven't been pushing hard all summer, so because I recognize things are different, but tip the show if you can. That's how the show runs. Appreciate you. Other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for more High Noon. What is High Noon, you might ask? High Noon comes on at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday through Friday, and it's just me and all the headlines and the hot topics and the current events, and I just go through them one at a time. Here's what's trending number one currently on Twitter. Tom Hanks. Why is Tom Hanks trending? Well, here's the story. And we do that. Then we move on to the next one. That's every Monday through Friday, right here, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Radio Misfits podcast platform. Or you can just follow me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube. However way you're watching it, just follow, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Appreciate it. And that's it. All right, folks. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. John says if it was in red and white. Yeah, where's Waldo? Yeah. John, I think the wives were going with the black and white stripes as like a prison thing. That is so funny because they'll be so humiliated when they realize they're wearing the same women. When we don't care about that stuff. Okay, I'm glad you got your laugh. Good for you. I'm happy you enjoyed this, but we don't care. You didn't really get us. You think you did, but you didn't. That'd be embarrassing for you. If you showed up to this brunch dressed exactly like your fight, that'd be embarrassing. That'd be mortifying for you. It's not for us. It's not the guy thing. Guys don't care about that. All right, bye. See you tomorrow at noon. See ya.
Things are going good. I always had to be on guard. That is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.